So, last time you spoke to the dragon that you found in the pond river location. Discovered that. Endor, are you on push to talk? Because I'm still hearing your phone.
Sorry. Yeah, I'll go on and push to talk. I keep forgetting the soft push to talk.
It's all good. Thank you.
Yeah.
You chatted to the dragon and discovered that he had tried to work out what was wrong with Susan through telepathic images, and that had just heightened the sense of what on earth's going on. I'm not unsure, and it ended up causing her to not trust anything, whether they were an illusion or not. Finally managed to win her over. She told you her name was Susan, and that's all she could really remember. But the dragon did inform you that it seemed like she had discovered something she shouldn't have and was forced to forget it. You decided to take her to Redar's old tomb, as Talron had seen some writing of the Silver Hand scribbled there, in the hopes to jog her memory to see if that was where this, whatever had caused her to forget, had taken place. During your travels, you bumped into some brown mold in the forest that Talron then sent out a message to name. I had it earlier because I sent it to Toby. Where's his name? What's your master's name, Toby?
Udokan.
There we go. Sent a message to Udofen and to ask him to either send someone to deal with the brown mold or to if he could deal with it himself. You continued through the forest, and that is when you ran into some guards who were guarding an area. I will now pull you across back over, since you've all seen where you are on the big main map. Even trying to talk these guards down, they were not interested. They were there to guard whatever cause was being guarded, and also seemed to get a little bit more aggressive when Thexan mentioned his order. That kind of sealed the end of the talking. You managed to cut down most of the guards and the apprentice wizards, and then the main wizard here decided to stand down under the circumstances that you would no longer harm her and she would talk with you.
I thought that was a guy.
Was that a guy?
I don't know. I saw it as a guy initially as well, but now you say that it's a woman. It could also be?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I know. So I may have said.
I think even at times, so you even said like, "Oh, he does so and so."
Okay. So in this case, he is a man here. It's because the other ones that have been met were female with the other group. So I thought this was one of the female ones, but this is a male one. It's fine. That's fine, because they are both. So, male it is. But yeah, he decided to stand down and you continue to finish off the remaining guards that were there. I think that actually happened just before he stood down. And I think that was it. Please mention anything I've forgotten or missed if you think of anything or know something that I've missed.
Not at the top of my head.
Yeah, I think that was everything.
Nothing else.
Alright, and it looks like we hadn't actually gone around to the top of the order, so I am going to go through and let people have their turn until we hit back round to the 21, in case someone decides to attack. So we will start with Elka.
Yeah, he's just gonna kind of wait around because, the other guy already stood down, so
Alright.
not really anyone left to.
Eliza.
No, I'm not gonna attack.
Alright. Same goes for you, Melly.
Yep, although I'll go up to him and just make sure they don't basically make a run for or something.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it.
Alright. Thexan.
Yeah, I will do the same, but I will stand behind the wizard.
Alright. Talvin as a bear, currently.
Yeah, but I still understand everything that's happened, right? I keep my neck,
Gives him a hug.
wander over, intimidate me, and then shift back into my normal form.
Alright. And on that note, nobody attacked, so turn order is off for now. Alright. So, he turns to you all and goes, I assume questions you want answered?
Yeah, what the heck are you guys doing exactly? That
Looking
you're so
for
eager we didn't find out?
Looking for something.
And something being...
Something we need to acquire for magical purposes.
Well, that clears up approximately
Absolutely nothing.
nothing. Yeah. You're gonna have to be more specific here. What are you looking for?
Something to aid us in our magic.
That could be a lot of things.
Indeed. I will just say as well, I've done it a few times with yourselves and with the Sunday group, and I'm going to stop because it kind of gives the whole thing away. So as of tonight, I'm not going to say things like, are people looking around for things or people? If you haven't told me you're looking, I will be taking your passive. So if like in this situation now, if say for instance Elgar hasn't said I'm making sure I don't see any ambushing guards or anything, then your passive will be used.
Very well.
I mean, now that you mention it,
Exactly why I'm stopping, because a couple of times people have gone, well, I wasn't going to, but now you said, am I looking for people? I actually am. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it makes sense you would now that I've mentioned it, because it's jogged your memory to say it, and I'm kind of hinting there might be, so now you want to, so that's why from now on, unless you state it, it will be your passive. But for now, that's fine. You can go ahead and make me a perception.
Yeah, I saw this. Well, hey, Slayer,
Mm-hmm.
you forgot to hide the invisible stalker.
No.
I mean, I can see it on the character list.
I mean, you can see it on the character
Yeah.
list, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why it does that. Can somebody tell me why it does that? So I added the Invisible Stalker to the
You
list.
need to
but it's-
edit, make
Huh?
it viewable only to GM only.
It is. And it's come up on the handouts, same as the Sarah bug has come up on the handouts as well.
Have you shared it to your other group?
No.
Different Roll20 game anyway.
But,
Well,
There we
it's-
go. Can't see it now.
right. But the thing I've also got is, so my guards, my apprentice wizard, my rebel spellcaster, all are underneath the category. Then the giant badger, tiger, skeleton, rat are all under a monster section. And then, for some reason, the giant spider and the mule are under
I rolled an
characters.
8.
And then the Sarah bug and other things are under handouts. It doesn't make sense why they're putting themselves all into different places. Surely they should all.
Don't know, but you should be able to move from category to category. I'll give you a hand with it later if you want.
I can't. That's what I tried to do earlier. It doesn't allow me to drag them anywhere. But yeah. Anyway. You don't really see much other than what's going on. Nothing seems out of the ordinary to you, Alka.
Mhm.
Alright.
Can I make a check as well?
Yes.
Well done.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You just see a guy standing there in a bright, orange vest.
Eliza, you, for some strange reason, hear a whooshing of wind coming past you. Nowhere else is windy, and it's a very brief wind.
Okay, I probably won't take any notice.
Alright. So yeah, back to the conversation then. He still has not revealed what he's still claiming it's a magical item that helps them in their magical ways.
Texanastras will say to him, well, if you don't start giving us more specific answers within the next 5 seconds, you'll stop being of use to us, and you'll be put to the sword.
What is your interest in this thing? You're not magical yourself?
What all magic items require a magic user to use them? I think I've got an idea of what you may be looking for.
Go ahead and tell me, and I shall confirm or deny.
You tell me, and I shall confirm or deny.
But you're the one.
I could always go brown there on your ass again.
I am confused by your interest.
I'm gonna come over and use Zone of Truth.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, forgot to put my phone on quiet.
Very dramatic music for the Zone of Truth.
I was just gonna say that was some good music for Zone of Truth.
Was that your ringtone or something?
No, that was my email tone.
Ah.
Oh. Fuck has an email tone other than you.
I do.
Don't you have it?
No.
Yeah,
I
don't
thought
you get email notifications on your telephone?
I do, but they're always on vibrate. Phone's always on vibrate.
I have 2 separate emails. So my pointless email is on Vibrate, but my for my Twitch and anything work related is on my on a ringtone, so that I know it's more important. Has to make a charisma saving throw. Okay.
I guess technically that would be us as well.
Yeah, we're in the radius.
Yeah, if we wanted to, so.
Also, Eliza, just so you know, it cannot speak a lie. That does not mean it cannot. So he can still skirt around the truth without telling a lie.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, 1 charisma save coming up.
My Christmas save will also come up when I
Fail
find
on
it.
purpose?
What did you say? Sorry.
Can I fail on purpose?
I believe so.
I would do that anyway.
So will he. We all fail.
Do I have to
We're all
fail?
telling
Am
the
I,
truth
like-
together.
Am I,
I don't think you're in the radius.
No,
15
you're not.
Foot. No. I think you actually are. 15 foot
Yeah.
sphere is quite
Oh,
big.
yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, there are parties in the radius.
We're all telling the truth. It's a very truthful moment.
Susan is not in the radius and has been not instructed to do anything else other than hide currently, so that is what she's doing. I believe that passes.
Elkar is the only one who can lie at the moment.
So he's aware. Okay. He will turn to Elias and go, I mean, that wasn't necessary. I wasn't lying anyway, but sure.
Yeah, you wouldn't say much of anything, really.
Nor are you. What is your interest in finding out what I'm doing?
Curiosity, if you're talking to me specifically.
Exactly. And curiosity gets you killed.
Eh, I'm still alive.
Not that I'm issuing a threat to you, but what I'm saying is curiosity of this information is going to get you into more deep trouble than you need to know, especially being the fact that it's completely worthless to you and has no relevance to you or your party at all. I didn't particularly want people gathering here for the attention. I was looking for an item. That's it.
What item? Be as specific as you can.
A wearable item that aids me with magic.
What type of item is it?
I just said it's a wearable item that aids me with magic.
Wait,
Like what? Like what do you mean? Like what? What are you?
is it like you wear it around your neck, or you wear it in your hand? Is it an earring?
That would be quite an interesting item, an earring. So I guess from that you can deter that no, it's not an earring.
Well, considering you're in the lands protected by the Druid Circle of Avonwall, you should be telling us more. If anyone has rights to any claims to anything in this land, it would be I.
As I said, well, if you claim to know the land as you say you do, then you'll know what I'm looking for.
I think I do, but I want you to confirm it before I do.
Well, from what I've told you, I'm sure you can confirm your suspicions. It's a wearable magic item.
one
I'm
could
tiring
almost...
very quickly of this skirting around.
Mm-hmm.
Texanastars will press the tip of his sword against the back of his neck.
Alright. Roll me intimidation for that one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. He looks a little resigned and goes, "Fine. It's a..." And as he goes to say it's a... you notice a invisible stalker pop up and slam him down before he can finish his sentence. I believe that's enough to kill him, actually. Yes, it is. Alright, let me bring him over so you can see him. So yeah, the invisible stalker seemed to have, you can guess, been lingering until the point he was going to reveal what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then finished him off. And go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to ask how long that took, but it more than 5 rounds, I suppose.
How long is a round usually?
6 seconds.
Yeah, I would say probably 6, 12, 24. Yeah, I would say it took a minute, maybe a bit longer than possibly 2.5 minutes, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so my channel divinity would have run out.
The invisible stalker does not seem interested in any of you. Eliza and Talon, if they so choose to, you can take attacks on him as he leaves your area. He does not show any interest in attacking you. I believe that misses. That does miss.
I'm pretty sure that misses 99% of the D&D monsters.
The mace will hit though. For 8. Alright. It will continue to move its full movement, which is 50, 10, 15, 20, again, seemed very... seemed a little... kind of lingered a bit after that mace hit. But it seems like it has to kind of... well, it seems intent on leaving. And behind the tree would be out of sight, so... When it revealed itself, you all noticed that still, with it revealing itself, you could only see the shimmering outline of it. And now you can no longer see it again at all.
Well, he's not harmless anymore.
I think I know what he was looking for.
What?
I'm glad. At least he's not in our way anymore. He was an enemy of my order, so I would have put him to death anyway.
Why is my crapping out?
Is your what, sorry?
Okay, never mind. It's like no one was saying anything, so I was thinking maybe my Discord shit itself again.
Oh, okay.
I'll go back and get my dagger before I forget it.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way to like check like who these guys work for?
Yeah, go ahead and because I know you asked about their armor mid-fight, and I said it would take an action to take a proper look. So you said that you would do it afterwards. So yeah, go ahead and make me give me an investigation check, and based on that, I will then get you to make a history check if your investigation is good enough. That's good enough. That'll do it. Go on.
I think you could actually hand the history check off to Texan since they're like against his guild, so he would probably know about them better.
I will allow you to take advantage if Texan is interested in finding out who or what they are.
He is, so he will roll a history check with advantage.
Alright.
After which he will start piling up the bodies and checking their pockets for anything useful.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, I know that they're my enemy, and that's enough for me.
Yeah, that's a pretty good sum up. You know that they...
Do I know the name or not?
No. They're magic users of some kind, and you know that the guards looked like no other guards you've seen, so they fought very differently to your general town's guards or your king's guards. But as trying to distinguish who or what they are, you don't seem to be able to recall anything that resembles this.
Okay. Again, start piling up the bodies after searching their clothes and bags.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd also be searching too.
Alright, give me a minute. Who is searching the mage?
Since I'm near him, I would be.
Alright. So, out of all of the bodies, with all of you collecting it, I'm just going to collect it all into one. You find 97 gold.
Ooh.
If you want to make that easier to divide, we can round it up to 98. Just so it's not so awkward.
I don't think that 98 is that much better for 5 people.
Oh, that's right, there's 5, so it wouldn't be even anyway. Yeah, that's very true.
Let's stick with the 97. Divided by the 5 of us is 19 gold pieces and 4 silver.
Thank you very much.
For everyone?
Everyone, 19 gold pieces plus 4 silver pieces.
Thexan, on the mage himself, you find a amulet with like a purple stone set into it, and around the stone is like a gold pattern. And also next to that one, you find a copper amulet. Seems very plain. Seems like it's a heavy lump of metal. But as you pick it up, you can hear kind of like gears and cogs ticking and whirring away inside.
Okay, would you give us a group loot tab?
I can, I think, if I know how to. Add.
Just make a handout available to everyone and editable by everyone and call it group loot.
All players. Loot. Oops. Space. There we go. That. All players, save.
Okay, I will put that in. Let's see. 1 copper amulet. Whirring and ticking. What was the other? It was a golden amulet with a purple crystal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, those are now in the group loot.
All right. Susan will come out from behind the tree and go, is it safe?
For now.
Alright. Other than the gold on the other bodies, you don't find anything of value. But for your knowledge sake, you will notice it's like on the armors of these guards is like a words elude me again. Come on, what's the thing I was thinking of? It's like a
the one thing.
Yeah, that one thing. Yeah. It's like a sword, but with like a magical, spiritual glow coming around it. That's embossed onto their armors, so you will notice that. But what it means?
Like
huh?
So a symbol of a magic sword, like on their armor.
Yes. But from what people's history checks and things have done, you do not recognize it or can remember.
Oh, now I can't remember the word. Insignia. I think that's what we're all looking for. Insignia.
But yes, you will have. That's quite obvious. So for you to take a note of that. Anything else you want to do here?
Other than pile up the bodies and make a big pyre for them, not really.
All right.
This area of the woods, they should get beaten pretty quickly. There should be, I believe, a pack of wolves nearby that would probably find this a good meal rather than burning them.
Very well. If you don't allow me to burn them, then I will make a few grave markers for them. They may have been enemies, but that doesn't excuse us to behave like barbarians and let them rot.
Indeed, but at the same time, circle of life, my friend.
And that's why I'm leaving them to the wolves, but I will mark their passing. And he starts shoving their spears into the ground and putting their helmets on top, on the butt end.
Okay.
He shoves them down a point first.
Mm-hmm. All right, I shall make a note of that as well. All right. Okay.
Have you any way to speed the process of getting these people eaten by the wolves?
Taran will look about and let me just check something. Question: if I were to use speak with animals, could I do like a wolf howl to signify there's a meal here?
I'm just imagining an elephant going.
Well, it's better than what I was imagining, and that was him basically whistling at a puppy. like, come here, boy.
Come here, boy.
Yeah, I can't whistle when I'm smiling, so.
Let me see.
Yeah, basically like that.
So what do we have here? Verbal communicative base. Yeah, I would say so.
Alright, then I shall cast Speak with Animals and then proceed to belt out a few large howls.
You will hear pretty much instantaneously from this direction wolves are arriving.
They should be pretty quick.
Very well, then let's leave them to their meal and go take a brief rest. That fight was more than I expected it to be.
Indeed. Let's push on northwards.
Alright, I will find my next map. Are you going straight to the tomb from here, or are you finding somewhere near here to rest up?
Rest first, I would suppose.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
I need to be running some hit dice.
Okay, in that case, this one would probably be the appropriate one, since you're coming up to the water. And let me pull your tokens over.
We're already here.
Oh. Ah, you're still here from the last time you were here. Perfect.
Well, except for Elkar.
Yeah, no, I had dragged myself off the.
That's right. Yeah. So, Talon, you will know this ocean part here is just up from here is where the boat is to get across.
Okay.
And this area here is pretty quiet for a resting spot.
I'll point it out to the group and say, this should be a good spot to rest, and we're not far from the boat over to the tomb.
Very well. And this spot it shall be.
Oh, I've also noticed that Susan's not with you. Hang on.
She is.
Oh,
She's next to
there
me.
she is. Yeah, there she is. Alright. What does everyone want to do, or do you all just want to jump into the rest?
I think just jump into the short rest for now.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Ellie's going to practice the juggling.
Okay.
Because she dropped it
I
during
mean,
the
with
fight. She's
how
not
well
happy
you're doing
about
last
that.
time, I don't think you really need the practice. Yeah.
Also, just for Eliza, how many spell slots do clerics get back on a short rest?
No.
Oh, they don't get any back?
No, only warlocks getting back on a short rest.
And druids. You get some back. Oh, that
Ooh.
might be...
Only land druids and wizards
right.
can get some low-level spell slots back.
Yeah, I don't. The circle of the moon.
This is more of a restful hit point boosts and such like.
Mm-hmm.
All seems very quiet here. Nothing much going on. No unexpected wind. Mm-hmm. I would say that's a good juggle.
Yep.
Alright. If there's nothing else happening, we shall move over to the journey over to the tomb.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, that's Talon takes you up to a little boat. That's just kind of there's no proper kind of pier or harbour there. It's just kind of tied to a log that's sticking out of the ground. But that will take you across. Now, I lost my original map that I made for this back with the other campaign, so I had to go and get a different one. So this one here is actually twisted round lengthways, and it's much bigger than the other two, so it kind of reaches out to here and to here. But all the rest are as you see them.
Sorry, what stretches out to where?
So this middle one here, it's visually facing the wrong way. It's actually facing, should be twisted so that it's facing lengthways. So
right.
and then it would obviously stretch out to, hang on. There we go.
Is that also for the one below?
No.
Just that one?
Yep.
As we enter the tomb, I will shout in ahead. Bob, it's Talron. I've returned with some of my friends.
Ah, well, come in. And you can just see, as you walk in, you can all see he's kind of waving his sword around as if he's practicing. And for anyone that knows how to use a sword, which is, I think, all of you at this point, he doesn't know how to use that thing.
Everyone, this is Bob. He is a resident and guardian of this place.
Welcome to Bob's tomb. Bob's crypt. Either works. Bob's crypt sounds better though.
I do prefer.
You're looking good. You lost some weight.
He looks at you and goes, "Is that supposed to be funny?"
I mean, you know, just points to the general jester costume.
Huh, I suppose so. It's one good thing.
Kind of hiding kind of person.
Okay. He says it's kind of hard to. One good thing about being dead is you can't gain much weight.
I suppose that's one of the few advantages.
He'll turn to Tal and goes, "So, what brings you back?"
We wanted to check if Susan here had been here before.
Well, he looks over and goes, "Which one, Susan?"
He'll point to Susan.
Doesn't look familiar to me.
She wasn't the one who wrote on the floor.
Oh no, definitely not.
Do you know what is written on the floor?
No, actually. She came in, scribbled some shapes and symbols, right here, and went off again. That was after the one who came in and looked in here for whatever it was he was looking for. Mumbled about not being able to find it, cursed and left.
Very well. Well, if this is one of these texts written by the Silver Gauntlet, perhaps we should split the reading in two. Since the last time someone read it out loud, in its entirety, it exploded. If we read it in parts, perhaps that will curtail the effects.
Seems logical.
Any volunteers to read the second half? I will read the first.
I volunteer Bob.
Well, Bob just indicated he couldn't read what was written there.
Yeah, but if I like say it to him quietly and then he says it out loud, I don't want to be anywhere near that thing, alright?
I don't understand it. There's definitely no way of me reading it. Otherwise, with me being dead and all, I'd happily read it.
I'll try and read a half of it, but I don't know if I understand it.
Well, very well. I will read the first half. Am I able to read it?
I believe last time I rolled that Elcar could because of Thieves' Cant. So understanding things. What check will we have on understanding text? What did I do
Well,
last
depends
time? I
what.
don't remember.
That depends what kind of language it's in.
Essentially a variant of Thieves' Cant.
I think we ruled intelligence last time, but I'm not sure.
Intelligence would make sense for languages.
Mm-hmm. And not knowing Thieves. Do either of you know Thieves' Cant? No, I would assume
No.
No.
I'll try to know Steve's cat. But
Mm-hmm.
I think he's pretty, a lot less likely to read it since the last time.
That's very true. If Elcar is not reading or assisting, then Talon and Texan can make an intelligence check with disadvantage.
Can either one of us help the other and make it a normal roll?
Yes. That works, yes.
I will aid you then, Flexen.
Very well. Here goes nothing.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have been with advantage, but
The 20 will do it. So you read the first line that it says, the silver hand reaches out to all places once more. And then I assume you will stop, break, and read the second half. The dead shall rise when this message is spoken.
Good job we split it in half. Well, Bob is quite amenable.
I mean, maybe someone already
not
read
sure
it
about
and that
quick
Rose
friends.
was.
well, it can't really have been dispelled and raised Bob because Bob remembered it being written down.
Well, he laid back down, after it was written. Taking a nap.
Indeed, but I wouldn't recommend reading it out loud fully in here.
No, that seems like a bad idea. Master Talron, this tomb that these people try to loot, is any person you know of?
Somebody from way back before I was even born, Sir Redar, I believe his name is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to roll a history to see if I know that person.
You do. You will know that he was once a great general who got betrayed and the history books say that he went on a bit of a rampage after he was stabbed in the back by one of his own men. He then took on the mindset of doing things by the book and kind doesn't get you anywhere anyway, so you might as well just take what you want, and he kind of lost any goodwill he had and went on a rampant revenge seeking. You will know that this is the resting place of his men that got slaughtered by the traitor, and I have posted a picture of his reincarnated form as he made a deal with some Nabasu who kept him alive.
He's this form is buried here.
It is not.
If I remember correctly, he was bested by Lady Sloane and her company before. Or, wait, get the history in check. Yeah, he was slain by Lady Sloane and her company after their battle with the giant ooze.
Yes. After they had conquered Jubilex, Redar had gone on a rampage and taken the dwarfen city up, just over from the mountain where you came from, and Lola and her group took him down.
Very well, then whose tomb here was looted?
That one. Talon points to the one against the wall.
Yes, but whose tomb is that?
Bob will pipe up and go, "It wasn't anyone's. Redar just stashed his treasure here for some reason. I don't know why."
Okay, well, would that treasure happen to be either of these two amulets? And Thexanastros will hold up the amulets that they looted of the wizard.
No, but that one's fancy. And he points. Well, he says he goes. Well, both of them are actually. One more magical than the other. But no, they weren't part of Redar's treasure.
Well, Master Talwyn, you thought you knew what the other wizard was looking for. I think this place is as safe as any, especially since you seem to trust Bob.
Yes.
What were they looking for?
There's rumours of a bracelet of great magical power buried with a goblin nearby this tomb, but not here. Just check my notes. It potentially grants wishes. I've spoken to my master before rejoining you, and he sent word that he should be at the grave site of the goblin now, keeping an eye on things.
Very well. Other than having a nice chat with Bob, then what are we doing here exactly?
Deciphering that writing and double checking to make sure nobody snuck back in here.
Well, we've done that. I can safely conclude that whatever this writing is, it's not what caused. What's the woman's name again? Sorry.
Susan.
We can safely assume that this writing is not what caused Susan her mental anguish.
Indeed. That was the other thing we were checking, was if Susan had been here.
It's the I don't know what it's called, like sarcophagus, you know what I mean, in front of me. Is it open?
It is not currently, no.
That is what it is called, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I even got a word right. I did a word.
You managed your English today.
I managed English. I did good English. But well, he said that he kept his treasure in here, so she is gonna try and open it a bit and have a look in.
Roll me a strength check for that.
I got this, man.
It
it's not too bad.
starts to shift. Hey, get away from there!
Hey, you said there was treasure in here, didn't you?
It's not for your grubby fingers.
Well, whose grubby fingers is it for? You don't even have fingers.
I can stab you with a sword and show you how my fingers work.
Maybe it's best not to disturb the treasure of the dead.
Remember the last time someone stole something from the dead?
The only reason that other vagabond got it was because my lid was shut. Otherwise, he wouldn't have touched it either.
Well, I mean, who else is going to use it? What are you going to spend it on? A haircut? Something? Like, you can't use it for anything. No one else is, I presume, going to come here, right? Like, we should just take it with us. Otherwise, people are going to come here looting and disturbing you. So, we might as well just take it with us.
Roll me a persuasion. Nope. It's safer here. What if you get stabbed or murdered on your journey?
Yeah, fine. Right, so I guess we're going then, right? Leaving Bobby here to his sword fighting, whatever he was trying to do.
I think so, yes.
Out of pure curiosity, Bob, what kind of treasures are laid within this sarcophagus?
Gold coins, some precious gems. Nothing like what that person was coming to look for.
What was that person looking for?
The thing that the druid Talon said that.
The wish-granting amulet, right?
Yeah, like the bracelet thingy. I don't know why.
There doesn't happen to be any magical armor or weaponry inside this sarcophagus.
Not unless someone's put it there while I was sleeping.
That sounds like a foolish thing to do. But perhaps you should check. Don't want anyone tainting your precious treasure.
Roll me persuasion with advantage for that one.
Okay, one moment.
There it is. Alright. You'll have to push the lid off though. Because, no muscles.
Very well. And the Xana Stars will push the lid off. Do I need to make a strength check, or is my passive strength enough?
Let me see, because I only learnt about that there was other passive things just yesterday.
I have a strength score of 19.
Oh yeah, that'll be enough. So that would make your passive, what, 15?
I think no, 14.
Oh yeah, because it's a 4, so it's 10 plus. Yeah. Alright. In that case, no, it will not be enough.
Okay, then I will make a strength roll.
It's been there a long time, and it's not budging.
I'll come over and help him.
All right.
Okay.
You can.
I will roll again with advantage if you'll allow me.
Yep. There we
go.
With Eliza's help, it does slide off a little bit, not completely off, but enough to see what's inside. And
thank you very much, Eliza. Your counterpoint was just the edge I needed.
Immediately, as soon as the gap comes, Bob will start pushing at you. All right, out the way.
Yeah, I let Bob into the... I get out of the way to let Bob check the sarcophagus.
He starts rummaging around and turns back and goes, "Nope, just gold and gems. Redar left it here. I think he thought that these people could take it with them to wherever he said it was, the afterlife or something like that."
Well, they clearly don't need it there since they left it here.
I'm thinking how he would respond to this. Intelligence wise, he believes that out there's dangerous. He will turn to you and go, "If you can prove to me that out there isn't dangerous, then I shall let you take it."
The outside world of this tomb.
Yes, because the last time I was around out there was wars and cannons and knives and stabbings and fires.
Well, there's no war. There hasn't been any war for nigh on 60 years.
Just over 60, actually.
So that means another war's due soon then.
Not particularly. Inform us, please, how the situation of countries is in this general area. Are there countries, city-states?
They are. It's. How do I explain this? I don't actually know. It's one country with set areas that have their own rulers. So, like, Avonwall has its own lord of there, but they are still under the king's country crown kind of thing.
Right, so it's essentially a feudal state.
Sorry, say that again. Two people spoke.
Yeah, so it's the whole map of that you've shown us is one extensive feudal state.
Right.
With local lords and being sworn fealty to the king and paying him homage.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. Texanus will say, well, there's no reason to assume there will be any wars. All the lords are loyal to the king. There's no reason for them to be mistrustful or have any misgivings of his rule. All have fared well. And local banditry are taken care of by people like us. Brave adventurers and knights who set out into the world to do good.
I've just thought of what he was going to respond, and all I can think of is Skyrim now. Because my literal response was, "I was a knight once." And then the rest of the Skyrim line just popped into my head.
And then it took an arrow to the knee.
Oh, Bob, is that where you walk funny?
He will say, and look a little disheartened, and say, "I was a knight once." defending the country, and then I got betrayed.
What order were you from?
I was under Redar's order, who's I think there was only one at the time, and it was just the King's Guard. But
well, I am the Knight of the Shard of Genesis myself.
oh, you're the people that collect all the fancy stuff.
Indeed.
I'm calling it now. Bob is that betrayed general.
I will neither confirm or deny that.
Yes, though there's not that much fancy stuff to collect nowadays, but knights errant like me go out into the world and do good deeds, provide for the people, make sure that ne'er-do-wells don't go robbing and looting about the place.
And what of the Silver Hands? What if they get their hands on the treasure from you?
Well, the knighthood does not take kindly to to their fellows of the order being robbed. If the Silver Hands dare to rob a knight of the Shard, then likely the entire order would set out to destroy them. Silver Gauntlet. I think Slayer said hand himself.
I did say hand. It is Gauntlet, though.
Such transgressions need to be punished, and they have been done so in the past. He did originally say Gauntlet, yes. He's saying hand now.
It is Gauntlet, not hand. I'm mixed up. I messed up.
Yeah, the Silver Hand was that werewolf hunting faction in Skyrim.
That's probably where I mixed up from, because I mentioned Skyrim.
The Silver Hand is also an order of paladins in Warcraft, but...
Ah.
That...
And what about these mages?
Well, the king is doing his best to ensure that the mages are no threat to the people of the land and themselves.
Bob just kind of face palms and goes, yes, but that's what's causing the issue with the mages.
Allow me a moment to rethink what I know of this world, especially since I wasn't part of the last campaign. What would I know of this situation, Slayer?
You would know that what Bob says is right. The fact that the king is making mages have papers or be in the tower is partly causing the issue of the rebel mages. But at the same time, you would also logically know if this wasn't the case, there'd be some other reason for some rebellion of some kind, because it just is.
Do I know if any measures are being taken against this situation? Be they either peaceful or non-peaceful?
You know that any that escape or that are found to not join the circle, or if the parents refuse to allow their child to be taken to the tower, they are killed. Those are the measures in place. If you refuse, then you leave them no choice but to destroy you.
Right. The Xanastras will say, while I agree that the current status quo isn't ideal and is especially causing some friction among the freedom-loving mages, were these restrictions not placed on the mages, then their internal rivalries would lead them to plot and overthrow each other as they have done so in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever measure is taken to curb mages' power and their inevitable oh, come on, words. It's infectious.
It definitely is.
To curb the mages and the extensive collateral damage they cause within their own internal struggles. Mages struggle against any figure of authority. This way, the collateral damage is surely lessened than the wars that we have read of in the past that you were surely part of.
He'll just look around at you and go, all right, take what you can carry. And then he points to Merlin and goes, next time I see you, I want to hear you play a tune.
Play a tune right now if you want.
That works.
Yeah, so that's possible.
He just goes, you don't do too well on the spot. It's okay, but I know you can do better than that.
While Thessanastras is handing out a handful of coins to Alcar, he will say, well, surely crypts aren't known for their acoustics.
Wouldn't it make it better with all the echo?
Not really. These ceilings aren't the right kind of vaulted.
Huh.
Now the echo is just doubling back on itself and causing discord.
And that is how Discord was born.
Yep.
We made Discord today, there we go.
Mm-hmm. We played a lute in a crypt with a skeleton called Bob, and now it has led us to a tool that is at least better than Skype.
Could explain why it has so many problems still then.
I thought you were talking about the
I mean, let's be fair.
but, yeah.
Oh, it has plenty of problems. It's still better than Skype.
Even Facebook Messenger is better than Skype.
Doesn't Skype allow for bigger group calls though?
Yeah, and then sometimes it'll just kick you all from the call for no apparent reason.
It's also Skype. You also have
I mean, you cancel a piece of string is better than Skype.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's just like a bunch of string and a bunch of cuts just kind of tied together.
Slayer, how much coins do we are we allowed to divide?
He said take as much as you can carry, so I'm gonna say, Thexan, roll me 2 D100s, please.
Roll us 2 D100s. 147.
Gold pieces, there you go.
Okay. I will fire up the old calculator again. Divided by 5. That's another 29 gold pieces and 4 silver pieces each. Oh, thank you.
Bob will then turn to you all and go, so I want you to make sure you use that so that no more wars happen. Or at least to put it to use to prevent as best you can.
Well, I have already sworn to do so when I was knighted in the Shard, as a Knight of the Shard, so I can give you my word that I will do endeavour all I can to do so.
It's a universally hated D&D currency, Elka. Electrum.
Oh, I didn't know that. Why is it hated?
Because it makes no sense. Everything else in the D&D universe, coin-wise, is 1 in 10. So 10 copper makes 1 silver. 10 silver makes 1 gold. But then it's 5 gold makes 1 electrum?
No, 5 silver makes 1 electrum.
Yeah, it doesn't even make sense.
And then 2 electrum is 1 gold. And then
Yes.
yeah, it's a bit.
It makes coinage calculations annoying as hell.
Mm-hmm.
In my world, it just doesn't exist.
We will be using platinum pieces though, just not electrum, just because it's more math than we really want to deal with. Certainly with more math than I want to deal with anyway.
True, but gold to platinum is again 10 to 1.
Yeah, it all makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Right. So platinum is fine.
Was it you who chided when I said, and that's a Brit saying that the coinage system doesn't make sense, or was it someone else in another group?
That might have been me in another discussion at this very point.
That might have been.
Yeah, because our coinage system is mad over here.
Yes.
Which is why we don't want it carrying through into our games.
Have enough that in real life.
Bob seems satisfied that with all of yours, with Merly and then Thexan after that, for you to take the gold and prevent wars.
Mm-hmm. Well, Bob, we thank you for your time, and we will move on to our way. I think a meeting with Master Talron's master might be in order.
As you all go to leave, Bob will lean in to Thexan and go, I know what you are, and I appreciate you not killing me.
You are welcome, though it is all dependent on the fact that Master Talron vouched for you.
I don't intend to cause you any reason to strike me down.
If you give me no cause, then I will not do so.
Alright, on that note, I assume we are heading out.
Yep, I'll make sure to push the door back across when we leave.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
As you push the door to leave, you can hear Bob inside going, and left, step, stab, swing, damn it! And you just hear a clatter as he's clearly dropped the sword. Alright, let's
He may not be the best guard, but he is a guard.
If you have a fear of
He's what?
skeletons, yeah. That's all he guards against. People with phobia of skeletons.
Or people who don't want 4-hour conversations about what happened 100 years ago.
that too, yes. Alright, let's move you over to here. Do I still have you copied properly? Talon, are we going to your master or are we going to Avonwall?
I would say we go see Udafen first, because it would be on the way.
Alright.
Okay, just a heads up. If we finish within the hour, fine, but after that I will have to leave because I have an early morning shift tomorrow.
Right. So we've got about 30 minutes, right?
No, an hour.
Oh, I thought you said within the hour, meaning this hour coming up. Sorry.
No. We have an hour before I have to leave.
Right. Okay. Okay, so I will just use a generic token for him right now, as I haven't found the picture I like, and I need to run the picture by you, since he's part of your story.
No worries.
Alright, so you start heading up this way here. There we go. Tyrone, you will recognize this patch of forest as you've been here quite often before, and it is just down from where Udafern said he would meet you.
So he should be to our north somewhere then.
Mm-hmm.
I just sort of point away and go, should be this way. Animals here should be fine, I know most of them. Just keep an eye out for Steve the raccoon. Hit his sticky fingers.
Alright.
Well, Elgar has a fondness of raccoons, so perhaps you should tell him that.
You might get on with Steve, Elgar.
Well, what?
Steve the raccoon. He's very sticky fingers and a funny way with words.
He's the kind of horse that Talron turns into occasionally.
Alright. Susan will start coming up here a little bit as well. That's fine. It happens sometimes. Sometimes you just don't feel, you don't really like something. Sometimes you just don't know what really to say, so it's better to just, rather than make up something that doesn't work, just not. So that's fine. But you know, as well as everybody else here, to speak up when you feel you need to, and yeah.
Yeah.
In some occasions, in some occasions, it comes more naturally than it does in others.
It took me quite a while.
It gets better. Yeah, it also gets better with practice.
I still feel that I'm getting there with Igor. He's still too quiet for what I wanted him to be.
He's getting there.
He's getting there. Alright. Nobody's particularly stealthing or climbing up trees or doing anything random that we need checks for, I assume.
Thixanastra sure isn't.
You all know your antics of climbing up trees now.
Yeah, it's usually push the tree down and then climb over it.
Perfect, yes.
I'd be keeping my eyes open through defend, but apart from that, not really doing much. I'm not expecting to be jumped or anything in this area of the woods.
Mo just jumps on the stump and is like, "Hey, look, big ears, I'm almost as big as you now."
Turns round and just looks at you, laughs. It's quite the view being that tall, isn't it?
Yep. I can finally see your eyes. They aren't like a foot. You don't. The tusks aren't blocking the way. My brain stopped working there for a second. It really is contagious.
Mm-hmm. Talon.
Would your master be keeping watch in his true form, or would he shape into an animal like you would?
I'd imagine he's probably keeping an eye out in animal form.
Is there any form he particularly favors? So we know what to look out for.
Usually a bird of prey, like a kite or a peregrine.
I will roll perception to see if I notice one of those.
Alright.
Shouldn't have been with advantage, my apologies.
19.
Still a 19 though.
It's very... There's not many birds around here. You don't seem to see anything in the trees or flying above your heads like a kite circling around or anything. However, in front of you, you notice suddenly the earth shifting as if like a mole or something was boring its way out. And the pile, the mound gets a little bigger, and then you hear a loud screech. And make me an intelligence save, please.
Just me or everyone?
Just you.
14?
You recognize this screech and immediately shake it off.
Another bug.
Mm-hmm.
Can I try to stab it?
Yes. That will hit. 11. Alright. That was a nasty stab, damn. You can see that you did a fair number on it, and it tunnels back under.
Thixanastras will warn the rest of the party. It seems there are more of these brain-boring insects to be had. Keep your wits about you. I managed to wound one, but it will be I'm sure it will come back.
Great.
Talon, you will know that this isn't... You've never seen these in this forest before? They are out of place here. I mean, they're fairly out of place anyway. They're quite a new thing that's cropped up recently, but you've certainly not heard word of them being here.
Well, that's not good. They're spreading.
Yes, well, let us make sure that they don't spread into our brains.
That
Yes.
would be preferable.
Slowly walk forward.
Mm-hmm. Mary, as you get there, you see something burrowing up, and you hear a scream. Make me that intelligence save, please. Alright, you two are aware of what it is, and with Thexan's warning as well, you manage to shake yourself from the scream.
You're still not very good at singing. And I'll try and stab it with my rapier.
Mm-hmm. That'll hit. And it is exactly dead.
Did the exact same damage, look at that.
Mm-hmm. Then my modifier is slightly higher.
Yeah, okay. You're looking at me and my modifier.
I mean, if you look at it like that, though, yours is more of a feat because you got it there with the lesser modifier. Aha.
Yeah, so there we go. I mean, if one of these comes out again, by all means, you go and attack it. I want nothing to do with that. Please go. But yeah. I got it.
Still, this isn't the first one we've found. We should keep our wits about us nonetheless.
Let me get this other one up, since you're getting close to the edge of this map now.
Piercing. If it's piercing, is it technically on the end of my rapier? Because I pierced through it probably to kill it.
Sounds about right.
Can I shove it in Eliza's face?
Who are you, Igor?
No, this is not trying to win any affections. This is just me trying to freak her out.
Sure.
Hey, look. And then just shove it in your face.
Yeah, I don't want that thing anywhere near me.
What are you talking? Look at it. It's cute. It's cute. Look. See, have a closer look.
It's not cute when it's on your face.
Yes, look how cutely it's leaking ichor all over your rapier.
Oh, jeez. And she, like, flicks it off. No. Oh.
This doesn't fit what I wanted, but it'll work for now. Oops. I pressed a button and something happened. I think I might have blown up the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, goddammit, not again, sweat.
What happened?
Okay, so I'm gonna say I expected you to go to town first, so I'm making the other area now, as we speak.
If you want to end it here and give you time to prepare, feel free to call that.
I just need to drag a token because I don't have a picture for him yet because I haven't settled on one, so I'll use that. Perfect. There we go. Right. I've got the stuff that needs to be said and done, just the visuals weren't there. Paste you there. As you set foot into quite an open area, you do see a hawk fly downwards, and just as he manages to touch the ground, he will transform back. I haven't settled on a picture yet because I need to still discuss it with Toby of what he wants him to look like and so forth.
Yeah, sorry, it was one of those things I
Just a
completely
big, like,
forgot about.
morphic raccoon.
Sorry, say that again, Toby. I missed that.
Yeah, sorry, I completely forgot about sorting out my master and everything.
It's all good. And what did you say, Elka? Sorry, because you spoke over each
No,
other.
it's just like a big, like, anthro raccoon. This is Steve the raccoon.
Oh, can you? Oh, I know why. It's okay. Hang on.
That's on the wrong layer.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I was still on the map layer from putting the map down. Hang on, give me a minute.
Yeah, part of the ground.
It won't let me- Alright. This down here, again visually, I will explain it more, is basically a very shallow cave with a big rock that looks like it's been rolled in front of it. And he will approach you and notices Talon and says, "Ah, you came."
Yes, Master, and Talon would give him a very deep bow. As quick as we could.
Quicker than I expected, which I am pleased about. I located the grave that you mentioned. It's wasn't hard to find, which puzzles me, because you said people were looking for this thing.
Indeed, we just met a group earlier today who seemed to be looking for it, or at least a magical object in this area. Though they were off by a few miles.
Yes. But if anybody knows of the goblin that they seek, it's a known fact that he was laid to rest here.
I knew he was in this woodland, but I wasn't sure in its exact location.
Yes, I did have to look up where the final fight took place, and I started from there and scanned my way out.
My apologies, friends. This is my master, Udafen. This is Sir Thexanastraz, Elkar, Merle, and Eliza. And this is young Susan, who's been accompanying us. She's struggling a bit with confused and lost memories.
Magical?
Quite possibly. We aren't quite sure of what ails her exactly. We have managed to figure out that she has read a text written by the Silver Gauntlet, which caused her to hallucinate. She now doubts reality. We've had quite a bit of trouble convincing her that we were in fact real.
He'll look for a moment and go, I see. Let me try something. And he lays a hand on her, and he will cast Greater Restoration. She looks for a moment, and then turns to the rest of you and says, I remember, it was a place I went, a cave, and I saw something, 2 hooded figures, and they turned to me and said I'd seen too much, and then I can't remember from then.
Do you remember where this cave was?
Down towards, she stops for a minute, and down towards Provinport.
Well, that was where we were headed before this detour.
Udafen will look and go, then it appears some form of curse, maybe?
Yes, well, something of the like. Again, names. What was this guy called again?
This one here?
Udafen.
Yeah, Udafen, yeah.
Master Udafen, if you will permit me, have you ensured that the artifact is still safely secured within the cave?
I have not checked. I wanted to wait until you arrived in case there was people looking around waiting for it to be opened up.
A fair precaution.
Shall we? And he will start heading towards
By all
it.
means.
As you get closer, you can see chiseled into the stone that's rolled over the front. It has the Great Goblin pip chiseled into it, and then the date of when he was born and when he passed. Right, let's roll this stone out of the way.
Would you like a hand with that, Master?
Please, if you wouldn't mind.
I'll get a grip on it and try and help him pull it out of the way.
And Thexanastras will lend his strength as well.
In that case, there's no need for checks with the three of you. It'll move. It'll roll across. As you roll it across, you can see a small mound of earth. It's a little raised up compared to the rest. The cave doesn't lead back that far. It seems to just be a small hollowed out piece of this hill that you can't see because I didn't make a proper map. Apologies. And he points and says, well, apparently it's buried with him.
And I shall get to digging then. And I'll pop into raccoon form, will probably be the best for digging.
If I might allow a suggestion.
Go ahead.
Giant badger.
That's what the raccoon is skinned off.
Okay.
It's basically
Yeah,
a giant badger with a raccoon fursuit on top.
Yeah, giant badgers have actually have burrow speeds.
All right. As you start digging, Talon, you notice that this is barely enough depth to this grave to cover the goblin inside. So you uncover the grave itself very quickly.
Once I uncover it, I'll sort of wriggle back out the way a bit and let the others take a look.
So that you can all know for reference. Where's my drawing thing? Oh, that's not the colour I wanted. Where's it gone? I had it on blue. Never mind. Let me do that again. Make it a little clearer to see. There you go. Yeah, so Talon steps back and probably their front three people can see it, so Talon, Thexan and Talon's master. You see the remains of what looks like a goblin-sized person, and just tucked up by his hand is the bracelet. One, two, three, four. Merle, as you step there, in your head, you hear, "Free once again at last. Take me. I can help you with anything you wish."
Did you guys say something?
No.
Talon shakes his head.
No, probably just me.
Given how little trouble we've had uncovering this artifact, perhaps we should think of a better place to seal it up.
Winterfen will turn to you and say, you are I need to find the name of your order.
Knight of the Shard of Genesis.
That's the one. You are from the Knights of the Shard of Genesis, correct?
That is indeed correct.
Would you be able to get either yourself or one of the order to lock it away safely with the other artifacts and relics you keep?
I can indeed. We should be close enough to Avon Wall. I can visit a chapter house there.
That might be the best course of action then, I think. Because this falling into the wrong hands, from what I've read, is not a good thing.
No.
Merely, once again, you hear, don't let them lock me up where you will just gather dust. Let me help you. I don't mean anyone any harm. I help for good.
Can I tell that it's coming from the bracelet, or is it still just kind of a voice in my head?
He hasn't announced yet, but he did just say, "Don't let them lock me up," and they are talking about taking
Yeah,
the bracelet.
that's
so
what I was thinking.
from
yeah.
that, you can assume so.
I will kind of pick it up and have a look at it.
Once you pick it up, make me a wisdom save, please.
Why would you pick up an item that's talking to you? Isn't that just like bad news?
Because Merle is not smart.
Fair
I don't know
enough.
why you think she's smart. She isn't.
I mean, smart isn't exactly something that requires common sense. Or, you know what I mean?
She's also incredibly curious about pretty much anything.
Fair enough. It's also shiny.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just
Yeah.
assume it's shiny.
You feel an unwilling urge to now give this bracelet back away to anybody. You are the proud owner of this bracelet as far as you're concerned. Whatever it's telling you, you believe it can help you. Now, whatever you choose that to be, I don't know what Merle's greatest desires are, but essentially you are convinced that it can get you what it wants with no evil intent involved.
A new loot.
Okey-dokey.
That's it. That's all he desires.
Yeah.
A new loot.
Well, go ahead then, put me on.
I will do that then.
You do not have to comply with what it asks if you don't want to.
I mean, I think it's friendly now, so I'd have no reason not to. I feel like it's trying to do the right thing, so...
Alright.
Yeah, put on.
Alright, I will find my thing. If you want to talk amongst yourself for a minute or respond to what Merle has done while I find my...
Mm-hmm.
There it is, perfect. That was way quicker than I expected to be found.
Merle, any reason you start wearing this bracelet that we need to lock away for safekeeping?
It's a nice bracelet. Alright, I'll just, wear it for now while I got a chance, and,
That's probably not a good idea.
Well, if you disguise it as jewellery, then we may be able to smuggle it past people who are looking for it.
Yeah, see? It's fine.
No, it's
Why
not
do you need
yours.
to wear it?
You're keeping it safe. When we get to Avonwall, you will take it off and hand it over.
Fine. I'll just keep it on for now then.
Why do you even need to keep it on?
Because it looks nice, alright?
Once you start struggling a little, he says, the bracelet says, tell them it will help you in your quest at Provinport.
I'm not going to say that because that is a bad idea.
Tell them. It is the only way you'll keep me.
Can I actually speak to it by thinking?
Yes. It can read your thoughts, so you would just essentially think it and it would know what you're saying. Hence the reason it knows you're going to Port Port.
Right, okay. It's like, look, if I tell them that you got any kind of, like, magical power that I can use, they're probably not going to let me keep it. So I think they just think you're kind of asleep or dormant or whatever the word is right now. So I want to keep it that way.
That you read something and that it should be delivered to Provin Port where it can be destroyed.
Yeah, the moment I say I read something, Eliza is going to be not going to believe that.
You were in a library when she found you. It just so happens.
A library I burnt down.
Accidents
so,
happen.
you know.
An accident happened.
Yeah, it was an accident, but me and books don't get along clearly.
So why were you in the library in the first place? You were in a library to read books. Unfortunately, an accident happened.
I mean, I was in the library because I got drunk and I thought it was another tavern, but...
Tell them.
I mean,
make me another wisdom save.
Okay.
If you're still resisting. Slight pain starts shooting across the top of your forehead, but you just shake it off.
Right,
Fine.
Just leave the thinking to me. I'm the one with the actual brain here, okay?
Have it your way, but I don't know how you're going to stop them removing me at Avonwall, but fine. Oh,
I'll think it's not it. It'll be fine.
I will send you the message. He also tells you that. Alright, and for now he has fallen silent, or should I say it has fallen silent.
It was me it was talking to last campaign as well, wasn't it?
Yep.
Now,
Yeah,
to be fair, I rolled a d4 to find out which one it took.
You did. It just likes me. It likes me, this damn thing. I can't get rid of it.
Alright. Tarax, we got about half an hour?
About.
So what I might say is we wrap it up there as we're about to set off towards Avonwall.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Because I know that if we get to Avonwall, we're going to open a whole can of worms of different stuff being able to happen, and I'm going to lose track of time. So, if we pop it there. Also, apologies for the quick makeshift map. I didn't expect you to go to him first, which is fine, but just excuse the theatre of the mind there.
Oh, that's fine. I know players can throw you for a loop sometimes.
But yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that. And
yeah, I was enjoying this as well.
Yeah, thank you.
You can also, because of that fight as well, and you did that last time, yes, you can take a level up.
Ooh, nice. Okay, so... Okay, that's level 4. Let's roll me some hit points.
Oh,
nice.
Very nice.
I need that. Level 4 is a general ability score increase. All of us did.
Alright.
No, it would be very unfair if players didn't level up
Yeah, that's fair.
at the same pace.
Mm-hmm.
So what do I just put in for like to level up? How many experience points?
If you just
don't bother.
What?
Don't bother keeping track of it.
I think Elkar was meaning for the level up character master to pop up. You can either do it through settings, Elkar, or you can just put like 1200, put like 120,000 in the XP bar at the top, and then it'll just bring up the level up little button.
I didn't know a character master did that. I always do it manually.
Yeah, if you shove a bunch of XP in the top, it'll pop the character master up. I guess that's what.
Hey, how did I like get my health previously? Like I forgot what the forgot what I did. I forgot if I did roll or average.
I think you all rolled, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, I think I rolled because like I did the average and then I rolled and got the average.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I think it might be a prudent idea if I took Heavy Armor Master.
Oh, nice.
Since I already had 19 strength.
Mm-hmm.
What's the ability score increase?
+2 to a single ability or +1 to 2.
It's not even giving me any options for that. Like it's nothing.
Oh, go to the next tab. The first tab just says ability score improve. It's just telling you what you get, and then if you flick over to the next tab, it'll have it there for you. It should have a little box with dex and strength and all that, and then you can just...
Yeah, I see it, I see it, I see it.
It does it a stupid way. I don't know why it gives you that in-between page. Like, it just gives you an in-between page with ability score improved, so you look at it and go, well, where then? How? What?
I'll probably take defensive duelist.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah,
I'm not able to go over 20 decks?
No.
Come on.
No, 20 is
No,
the
no.
maximum without a magic item.
What were you saying there, Toby? Sorry?
I can't decide if I'm going to take a stat improvement or if I'm going to pick a feat.
I mean, you've got a week to decide, as long as it's there for next Monday.
I can't even. It's not even letting me like pick a feat.
Oh,
Yeah, mine's not either.
Roll20 won't allow you to pick feats. For some reason, that feature is still not available.
Character Mancer, at least.
Yeah, you can do it afterwards once you've finished your level up. Just don't give yourself a stat bump, and then go to the compendium, search the feat you want, and just drag drop onto your sheet.
Alright.
But you will forgo your ability score improvement if you take a feat.
So there are feats that allow you, that improve some ability
Yes.
scores.
Yes, that is correct. But I think you've just given yourself the ability score improve, right, Ender?
Yeah, I did.
I mean, you can take it back and go and take a feat instead.
I already clicked applied.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can always you can always take it off manually if you look and you do desperate on feat. What did you put your points into?
I maxed out my dex and put 1 point into strength.
Okay, so if you do decide before next week to take a feat, just minus both of those back off and put your feat in instead.
Oh, alright. Yeah.
You can do it like that. If you look through the feat and go, oh, I really want to use that instead of the ability score improve I got, just minus the 1 off your dex and 1 off your strength and put the feat in instead.
Alright.
If for any reason it's not done by Monday at the start of the session, you will not be allowed to do it until the end of that session, so please do make sure it is done before Monday if you're not doing it now.
That's fair enough, yeah.
Will do.
I'm already working on it now.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get spell slot increases or don't I?
I think that's my level up done, because I don't have any spells or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm done.
I may have just broken the character mancer.
Just like, yeah, I'm done, Toby. I think I broke everything.
I think I broke life. Help.
Yeah, I think I am, unless I get more spell slots, which I don't think I do.
I
Oh, no, I do get one more.
hope you didn't feel that your talking efforts with that witchy wizard man wasn't futile. I kind of felt bad killing him off, but it falls into the story plan, so I was like, yeah.
Well, if that's how it's got to be, then that's how it's got to be.
Does show you that somebody. I mean, actually, is people still in 20? They are. Does anybody want me to make me a nature check to see if they know why the stalker was particularly there, or why he only went for one person? Was anybody interested enough?
I may as well.
Probably not Murdy, she wouldn't have really thought of that.
I'll make one of them.
All right. 15.
15?
From that, Texan, you know that usually invisible stalkers are summoned to assassinate or kill or retrieve an item, and then they must return to their summoner and carry out another task. They're usually fairly unwilling to do these tasks, but don't really have a choice in the matter.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that he was assigned to take out the wizard. Eliza, it was an invisible thingamabobby that killed someone. That sounded like wind. You would be able to link up that the wind you heard was connected to it. There you go. There's some information on it for you. I forgot to actually ask you that after it happened. That was the whole point, was to open up a new line if you guys wanted to investigate why he was there. So
I'm also glad that you're taking to my way of providing crap information from people who roll badly.
What do you mean?
That's kind of the way I provide information for people who roll badly. Either give very brief and non-committal information, or make up outrageous shit on the spot. If you roll really badly.
Mm-hmm.
Can't think of an example quickly.
I think once or twice we've had in your campaign where we've rolled for something, and I've had like a 4 or a 3 in it, and Tarax has literally summed up. Say for instance we were looking at the bug and I wanted to investigate what it was. I got a 3. It's a bug. It's a 4-legged creature that burrows.
Fair enough.
As opposed to...
It's a horse!
Yeah, exactly, yeah. In your case...
I might have said that if you rolled a 1.
Honestly, even if you call it something else, Elko just think it's a horse.
This is another variety breed of horse. Good to know. This particular horse burrows into your skull. Dear God.
People write these things.
I mean, Thexton is the one who said, "Hey, a horse is a four-legged animal." So therefore, all four-legged animals are horses.
Ah. Also, Tyrax, if the other party stumble upon the same place you were, they will see the helmets and such like that you put there.
Nice.
So the Sunday group and the Monday group technically can affect each other?
Not directly, but indirectly of the aftermath of your actions. Just because I'm still learning as DM and it's quite complicated to have you both actively affecting each other.
Fair enough.
Right, so the whole competing for the same quest thing is off the table for the time being.
Yeah, I think so, just because I don't want to push my limits too far and then it'd be a kind of mediocre experience for both of you.
That's totally fair.
We did find the bug that you left up. We found him. We
Yes.
put him in a jar and we threw him at someone.
That wasn't the same bug, that was a different one. You found the bug that was slashed up by the...
No, we put both bugs in the jar. Yeah, we came across 2 bugs, we put both of them in a jar. Came across the first one that this group killed and we put it in a jar and we threw it at the mage.
Oh,
and
yes.
then we found the second one and we put that one in a jar and we drowned it.
That's right.
We just like putting sour bugs in jars, okay? The other group.
Now all you need is a ranger or a druid with giant insect.
Not on my spell list just yet.
You might need a few more levels, yes.
But yeah, from what I've had from this group and Sunday, you're both seeming to enjoy the aftermath of finding things like with the troll and the little person. When you sent the giant after the trolls, and so yeah, I think I'll.
Did we run across any aftermath from the other party, or was it all them running across our aftermath?
So the troll that you convinced to go and take out the giant, sorry, that you told was the little person was with the trolls.
Mm-hmm.
He was looking for one of the Sunday party. The little person was the gnome that he was referring to, that he had met and made friends with. So as soon as you told him that his friend was being eaten by trolls, he assumed that one of the Sunday party was being eaten by trolls. So yes, you did discover the giant's aftermath from the other party.
When he was talking about a little person, I thought he was talking about like that mage kid we ran into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, either that or those goblins who were throwing rocks.
Yeah,
at him.
that too.
Mm-hmm.
That too.
You are also on course to discover something else of the other party's aftermath as well.
Okay, I am curious to come across that soon.
Your actuation, nice. It's been a little difficult for me to. I'll be more able to now. It's been a little difficult. The Sunday group has only had 2 sessions due to Mother's Day and people not being able to make it and such like. So they haven't really caused any aftermath that you can pick up on, as much as you have vice versa, because you're on session 5 here and they're still only on their 2nd. But we seem to be into a regular routine now, so Sundays we'll be having more actions going on, and you shall be discovering them.
What's Monday? Monday's the 1st.
I will wrap up the stream.
One moment, because next Monday,
Right.
it would be. Let's see what it's called in English. No, that's not what it's called. One moment. It's a Christian feast day that we, at least in the Netherlands, celebrate. I don't know whether it's celebrated outside. Only if you're available.
Ours will be oh no, that's not. No. That's today.
Yeah, bank holidays today.
Yeah.
Yes, Sunday and Monday would be first and second day of Pentecost.
Oh, okay. Does that mean you're unavailable?
Oh, I will be available.
Okay.
Usually, I will be having on the Monday. I will be having a hangover from the Sunday.
Okay. I can work with
not this year. Not this year, but usually.
Okay. It's not a thing over here. Is it a thing with you, Endo?
I think I've heard of it, but we don't really celebrate it.
Okay, perfect. That's fine then.
Like even the city I live in is like Dutch and Polish, immigrants. They live in like in northern U.S., like northeastern U.S. I live in Michigan. So
Okay. Same place as Mace, I think. Okay, so it looks like we're all still a go ahead for Monday. As usual, I will post a little bit before, and that'll be if anything crops up then, or somebody does think, oh damn, that actually I was wrong. I thought it was a different day. Then they can cancel their.
Do you think we'll be able to see Jem again, or is Jem just kind of?
I will drop her a message today, and see what's happening with her. I'm hoping so, but I know she's going through a lot right now, so. That doesn't give a clear mind for D&D, unfortunately.
Fair enough.
And of course, in her case, she's still learning her sheet and everything else, as well as trying to roleplay. And then with all of her stuff going on too, it's a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah, that's understandable.
But I will speak to her and see if she is still willing. If she doesn't, unless people disagree, I don't think we need to find a replacement player for this side.
I think our party is balanced enough.
So, of course, not saying that Gem's not welcome back, she's more than welcome, but I don't think there's a need to hunt for a new player if Gem falls out. Like with my Sunday group, we've lost our tank, and they need it.
Right.
But on that note, I shall end stream, go and host somebody else, and I will bid you all farewell. I will see you all on Saturday. I am getting on it, Tarax. I apologise. The rest of my backstory is coming.
Yeah, as soon as it's possible. I'm also waiting on Draconian to finish his own writing.
Okay.
And again, like I said, I'm trying to get some plot hooks up and running, and the more I know about the player character, the more I can craft hooks to hook in.
Right. So I might even also write a piece about me and my friend before Lucky came about.
Yeah.
So I what I might do actually is write if you're okay with that, rather than giving you the whole lot all in one go, I might write a piece and drop it, and then write a bit more and then drop you that part. Or would you rather it all
that's fair.
just okay? Right, that's fine then. That'll work for me. Right. on that note, I hope you all enjoyed tonight. I did, so thank you.
Very good.
Same here.
Yeah, I did.
And I will see you all next time.
Yeah, same here.
Bye.
Good night, Ty.
Good
Bye.
night.
Alright, I will wrap it up here. Thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoyed. I will be back on Wednesday for the last day of Shadow of War and more charity stream. Then followed up by Thursday, which will be the Getting Over It stream for our milestones that we hit. We are going to go and raid somebody who's playing Binding of Isaac. If I can remember her name. Thank you to Targets for doing that raid command, by the way. I appreciate it. If you did come in late, this will be up on YouTube. So feel free to go and watch anything that you missed over there. Let's see. Wait. Make sure I type the name right, because my spelling is terrible. Alright. And the raid message there, if you can post that in the chat when we go over. And I will see you all on Wednesday. I always forget how long the timer is. I should do all of my talking while the time is ticking down, because there's a timer before I can actually raid, so I should do the talking then and then raid. But there we go, the raid is ready now, and I will see you all over there.